Wagner, whatever that may be, a person who waits until the team gets successful and then you start cheering for them and buying your gear and all that kind of stuff. That look, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that because I don't pay for nothing I don't want. If it ain't good, just expect not to get my money. Same thing goes with sporting teams. But I don't understand why now you're not on the bandwagon. Jump on now. This is a good team. Very, very, very good.
But you know, again, and I know like people, and you know this firsthand, Mike. People don't like to hear the truth, right? People don't like to hear the truth. I read Michael Cunningham's article on AJC. He kind of shot back at that. You know, look, the bottom line is they have a winning product right now. They're 10 games up in the Eastern Conference. As you said, they're 19th in attendance, right? 19th. You
gotta do better than that.
So, but that says something about your fan base. What does that say about your fan base? I mean, if you're 10 games up, I mean, you lighten it up. You got 4 All-Stars. I mean, you had, one game, Kyle Korver went out to the All-Star game and lit things up, in the game. I mean, and night in, night out, we see these Atlanta Hawks winning games. And the one thing that I enjoy about seeing these Atlanta Hawks more than I did like the Josh, Joe, Al, Zaza, Atlanta Hawks, is the fact that not only are they winning, but they're winning games that they should win. Like last night. Last night's prime example. There hasn't been any Dwight Howard, no James Harden. They were down. Looked like they were going to end up losing. But they came back and won the game. They're winning games that they should. And, like I said, it says something about the fan base that nobody is going out. And so I would have to lean towards the whole Fickle thing. Like,
well, let me clarify one thing. Like, I'm not telling anybody to spend their money. I'm not talking to just people. If you like me, you love the Hawks, you love to sit at home and watch the Hawks, by all means. But the people I'm talking to are those nobody respects us. Why is nobody talking about us? Those people, yeah. If you find yourself not going down to Phillips Arena and supporting this team, and you wonder why people feel the way they do about the fan base down here, it's because of that. You have the best team in the conference, the very, very best by far, record-wise, right? But your attendance is down there where a team like, I don't know, Indiana or somebody should be. That don't match. It just doesn't match to me. So for the people, look. Again, I enjoy sitting on my couch watching the Hawks. I have a good time watching the basketball games this year. I 100% admit it. But for the people who are always clamoring about respect and national notoriety and no one notices us, all right. Because the first time somebody say something about this fan base, you the one that want to jump up. Screw Josh. First of all, that whole bandwagon thing, you shouldn't even take it as an insult. All it means is you can recognize what's good and what's bad. To me, that whole bandwagon, yeah, that means I recognize when they were bad, and I decided to watch something else. Now that they're good, I've decided to watch them. But that's basically what it means to me. Because here's the thing. I was a part of the Hawks broadcast last year and barely watched. I was a part of the radio broadcast last year and barely watched. Only enough to figure out what happened, the score, who was the leading scorer, what was going on. But it wasn't like now where I'm totally locked in and very attentive to what's going on the floor. It's because the product, to me, it was a bunch of tryhards last year. They tried hard. They played very hard for Coach Bud last year. But it just didn't manifest in wins. This year, they've all adopted the system. They've all accepted the system. They're playing it to its T, and it looks good. It not only looks good, it's producing wins. So for that, I guess Josh is talking about me then. Bandwagoner. Yeah, I'm on it. I'll drive the bandwagon if need be. If that's what it comes down to, because bad basketball is bad basketball. I don't care where I live at. Same reason I'm not trying to watch the Lakers on my TV.
Well, no. Like I said, I mean, there was a time when this franchise, and don't get me wrong, like, I've been watching this Hawks team for a long time, right? Me and you, we've been watching for a long time, being locals. And, the thing about it is that with, the teams that Josh has played on for the Atlanta Hawks, they did experience some success. A 53-win season about 4 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, I forget. But the fan base didn't come out. Like, nobody came out and supported. And they were winning. They had a good product.
Well,
so again, I mean,
I think we got,
like I said,
down here, we got to start redefining those terms. Like, if you're gonna be a fan of a team, like, you can't define success as 50 wins. That can't be a thing. At the end of the
wins in the regular season that's successful.
For who? Go last year. Ask the Miami Heat. Ask LeBron this year if 53 wins this year is successful. No, you know what's successful? Playing for the big thing at the end. That's what successful is. And then you have teams that would say that's not even successful if we don't win it. Like the standards, especially now, the standards have to be risen. You have to.
So the Hawks are successful right now.
You have to up the standards. Like when it's but when you're talking about something that's all, no, they're not, because you're talking about something that was all said and done. They won 53 games and bowed out in the first round or something like that. Was that the Celtics year?
Yeah.
Was that not the Celtics year, first round?
No, they lost to the Celtics. No, the next year and 7. When was the next year they played them in the second round?
The one where Zaza and KG was about to get into it.
Yeah, the fight. Yeah.
So yeah. When it's all said and done, you have to look back at it and say, no, it's not. If the Hawks win 62 games or 60 games this year, and they bow out to I don't know, the Detroit Pistons in the first round, hell no, this ain't successful. And those standards have to be risen by like a smarter fan base and a more educated fan base doesn't look at that as successful. No one looks at that as successful.
No. I'm all in. But I'm all in with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, during the regular season, if you're winning, just like the Hawks are now, just like they did then, and nobody comes out to support, what does that say about the fan base? That's my main thing, right? But again, I just said yesterday, like, and I think I was telling you when we were getting ready for the show, like, in my opinion, like, anything less for the Hawks in this season right here, other than the Eastern Conference Championship appearance, is like a major disappointment, a major upset, in my opinion, with the way that they've run away with the Eastern Conference.
This is the Sports Kings Podcast. Spreaker.com is where you can find us. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're at Sports Kings Live on Twitter and Instagram. The email, sportskingsatl@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook at Sports Kings Live as well. But, I'm not really, my Facebook skills ain't really that up to par. So you can do what you want to. Somebody sent me a message on Facebook the other day. I don't even know how to reply or anything. So if you're listening to this, I saw your Facebook thing about MVPs don't miss 2 free throws. Sure they do. Sure they do. But whatever, talking about LeBron. Move right along here with the Atlanta Hawks. Talking about that fan base, 19th in attendance. The Hawks have been up for sale now for a few months now. And the Atlanta Spirit Group, I think they said next week they'll be sitting down with the interested parties and making a decision as far as who's going to buy this team, who's going to be the new owners of this Atlanta Hawks team. The new person who's thrown his hat into the ring is Lionsgate Entertainment chairman Mark Rachesky. He's now interested in buying the Hawks. He's Lionsgate. You see Lionsgate at the beginning of all the Tyler Perry movies and a bunch of other movies too. But I think that's probably, if you're listening to this in Atlanta, that's probably what you'll most notably recognize it from. So we're looking at a price tag for the Atlanta Hawks of somewhere between $800 million to $1 billion, which sounds like pretty a decent price. Seeing as though from what I was reading, the Spirit Group bought the team for $40 million years and years ago when they purchased the team. But the caveat to all this is the thing that drew my attention and made me want to mention it tonight on this podcast was that a few of the groups that are interested in buying this team, would like to relocate the team outside of the city to one of the suburbs, much like the much in like the way the Atlanta Braves have done by moving to Cobb County. And then the big one is the interest in maybe moving the team. And I think this is just like rumor, but the interest in moving the team out west to the great Northwest, to Seattle, to reinvigorate that basketball population out there. And that, as I was reading this, and in light of the Josh Smith comments and the whole 19th in attendance thing, all I could think to myself was good. It couldn't happen to a more worthy fan base. That
well, you know what? It's not rumor. I mean, because I want to say right around Christmas time, there was an article that came out that there were two groups that were interested in purchasing the Atlanta Hawks. Two groups out of Seattle, two separate groups that were interested in moving them out, and of course bringing the Seattle Supersonics back. And as you know, the mayor and the local government there in Seattle, they've already approved everything. All they have to do is get a team to sign on the dotted line that they're going to relocate to Seattle, and the stadium is there. I mean, the team is there, the stadium is there, brand new, everything.
See, and this is one of those few times that I'm gonna wish that we were doing this live one, and that phone calls and text messages and all that stuff were viable options during the conversation, because I don't think many people really realize how realistic it is that this team could be gone. This team that for so long people have toiled over, and you got mad when Dominique got traded, and then the team got sorry with Coach Brown, and they was only winning 8 games, and oh my God, everything is so bad at Phillips Arena, down to the highlight factory days, and now to the fact now to the point where Coach Bud is here, and a guy who's been waiting for his chance to become a head coach, and now that he has become a head coach, he's developed a team of a bunch of try-hard guys. Let's keep it real, and made them one of the best teams in the NBA. To then turn around and lose this team to a city like Seattle. Like I don't know if too many people remember those Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf days in Seattle.
Yes.
But those people rock it. They get it in out there. And when they lost that Oklahoma City team, it dealt a little bit of a blow to the NBA product as a whole, not just that city, because that city came out and they did exactly what this city doesn't do. Like, it wasn't no 19th in attendance. When they had a good product, those people, and it's not only that. You see what they do with the Seahawks, the Seattle Sounders, that MLS team, bonkers.
Yeah.
Like if anybody gets a chance, go on demand and pull up the Real Sports when they're talking to Drew Carey. He's one of the owners. He might be the owner, but he's definitely one of the owners of the Seattle Sounders. That the whole day is an experience. They have like this walk they do from like the pubs where everybody's getting hammered drunk before the game, and they walk to the game. They're doing all these chants. Like I was telling my man Alec, I was like, if I needed a soccer experience, like I would want that to be my first one. I would want that one to be my first, because it's ape crap, Holmes. You think that 12-man thing is real for the Seahawks? Nah, B. Them soccer cats are wilding out. Minus the racism, because the sport of soccer has like a little racism problem going on. I don't think it's like the MLS, but like the national soccer stuff where they start throwing bananas at bruhs and all that stuff.
They say all kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. They want to beat bruhs up. It's like, I'm not going to London to watch them, but I'll take my best.
And they riot in stadiums.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't feel safe going over. No. But you know what? That's part of the reason that Arthur Blank kind of latched onto this soccer thing, man. Because I mean, it's big business. And being right here in Atlanta, with it being the melting pot that it is, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at the number of people, not just international, but the number of people that are into soccer that are going to be attending those games.
They better not be surprised. They better not be. Soccer is coming. It's coming for baseball. It's coming for golf. All these sports, these antiquated, old time, this is not how you do it sports. Nah, soccer is coming because you know what happens in soccer? They start the game and it's over in an hour and a half and you go home.